Hello guys, so far we have seen what is a operating system and what is a Linux OS. So in this lecture we will check what is a file and directory operations which are performed into the Linux environment. So on the screen you can see there are different commands. These are the basic commands which are used for the file and directory operations. So you can list out the files, you can change the directory name, you can get the current directory, or you can print the current working directory. You can also create new files and move the files from one folder to other folder. So these are commands which are related to the file and directory operations. So let's check the commands one by one. First, it is ls, which lists the all files and directories. Second, we have a cd, which changes the directory to our existing directory or the directory which we have provided. Now pwd is nothing but the present working directory which prints the current working directory on the Linux environment. So if you want to create any new folder on Windows, you can generally go right click and create a new folder. But in case of a Linux, you can just go to the command line or the terminal and use the command mkdirectory with the name of the folder. Touch is a command which is used to create an empty file into the Linux environment. cp is used to copy the files from one directory to the other directory. mv is used to move the files or rename the files into the directory. rm is used to delete the files. cat command is used to display the contents of the file. And more will display the file one page at a time. So now we will check the practical aspect of these commands. I have Linux installed on my machine which I have used using the VM. So I have a Oracle VM Virtual Manager using which I have installed the Kali Linux on my Windows environment. You can also do the same setup. You can find the video anywhere or you can search for the internet for the setup. Now without wasting any time, just go to the practical aspects. Now I have a Kali Linux on which I will try to run the commands. First I need to open the terminal. So you see this is a terminal emulator. If I click onto this, it will just open the terminal. Whatever the commands we have seen right now, we will use those commands into this terminal and we will check what is the use of those commands. So before showing this, I'll show you the file directory which is present onto the Linux. If I click onto the file system, it will just open the directory and you can see there are multiple folders which are available. Now what I will do, I will check what is a present working directory of my Kali terminal. So you see it is home/Kali. So if I go to the folder, you see there is a folder called as home. I'll open this folder and I'll open the Kali. So the pwd is printing the working directory path of my current terminal. Now I want to check what are the files which are present into this directory home/Kali. So to check that, we have a command ls and just enter. So you can see it shows the folders which are present into the directory. It shows folder as well as the files which are present into that directory. Desktop, documents, downloads. This is a text file which I have created and it is also showing that file. Pictures, public, templates, tools, videos. Everything is shown here. There is one more extension for the ls. So if you want to check the details or the permissions which we have onto these folders or the files, you can simply type ls-ltr. It will show you when the file got created, the time of the file, who created the file. So you see this is nothing but the username of the file, who created the file, and this is the size of the file, and these are nothing but the permissions on that folder or the file. So if I check this text file, it is created on June of 6 and it has a size of 0 KB and it is created by the Kali user. Now you see this is Kali @Kali. This Kali is nothing but the username. Now let's say I have to clear the window on the terminal or the text which is present onto the terminal. What I can do, I can just type a command clear. It will clear the content which is present onto the terminal. Okay, so now we have seen ls, which lists the file and directories which are present into our terminal, and we also see a pwd, which is nothing but the current working directory. Now we will check the change directory and the create new directory command. So what I will do, I have to create a new folder which is named as a Linux. So let's say I am using the command mkdir and the folder name which I want to create. So I have to create a folder called as a Linux. I'll put that folder name and I'll enter. So you see the Linux folder got created in here, and if I open that folder, there's nothing in that folder. So now what I will do, I will go into the Linux directory. For that I need to change so before that I will show you the present working directory which we are working on. So it is home and Kali. So now I will do the change directory and I will go to the Linux folder. So now I am into the Linux folder, and if I do the pwd, it will show you home, Kali and Linux, just like the file system which is present here. Kali, into the Kali we have a Linux, and into the Linux the path is empty. So this is a use of cd and mkdir command. Now what we will do, we will just create a new file in here. So let's say for that I need to use a command touch, and I'll give the file name as a welcome.txt. So it will create a txt file with the name welcome. So touch command is used to create any file or any file extension which you want to create. Suppose I am creating a programming file which is ending with the .yaml. So it is nothing but the extension which is used for the YAML files. So for that I will just write code.yaml. So you see the YAML file is also created. So you just need to give the extension to the file so that it will create a files automatically. Okay. Now we will go to the next commands. So we have seen a touch command. Now we will check the copy command and move command. So let's say I have to copy this welcome.txt from this directory to this directory. So what I will do, I will just type cp, then the file name. Since I am already present in this directory, I don't have to mention the directory name to copy because the file will be there only. So what I will do, I will just simply type the file name since I am in the same folder, txt, and I will give the path where I have to copy the file. Okay, so now what we will do, we will go back to the folder file system called as Kali Linux, and you see the file got copied. So this is a welcome.txt. Now if I want to go to the previous directory, what I can do, I can just do a simply double dot and I will enter. So I will go to the previous directory. You see I was in the Linux, and when I given the double dot, I just went back to the previous directory. I will clear this, and now we will check when this welcome file got created. So you see the welcome.txt got created on June of 6 at 9:31. So if you see, the time right now is 9:32. Okay, so we'll move the same file to the Linux folder. So what I can do for that, I need to use the command mv, and I will, now there is one more trick. So let's say you don't know the file name, or your file name is too long, so you want to save the time. What you can do, you can just type a name, welcome, you know the file name, you can just type WEL and enter the tab, so it will take the file name automatically. And now I have to move the same into the home Kali, the current folder, and into the Linux. So I have to move the file into the Linux folder, or rather moving it to the Linux, I will move the file into the download folder, because we already have the file into the Linux. So the file got moved into the download folder. So what we can do, we can check if the current directory has that file. So welcome.txt got moved from this folder, and if I go to the downloads, you see the welcome file is there. So using this move, we can just move the file, and if you want to copy the file, you can use the copy command or cp command. Now let's check what the rm and the cat does. So firstly, I'll clear the screen. Now what we will do, we will go to the directory which is Linux. Okay, so now what we will do, we will just use the cat command on our welcome.txt. So you see, there's nothing got printed onto the screen because our file is empty. So now I'll go to the Linux and I'll type something into the file. Let's say welcome to our course, and I'll save this. Now if you open the terminal and cat the file, you see the text is coming as a welcome to our course. So the cat command is used to read the file from the current directory or the file name. You can just put the file name and it will just read that file. Okay, so now I don't want this file welcome.txt in my current folder. What I will do, I will first check what is the name, which is nothing but the welcome.txt. Now I want to remove, so I will use the command rm and the file name and press enter. So you see the file got deleted. If I check, there is only one file which is present at the moment, and if I want to remove that also, I will just use the same command rm and the file name ls Altera. So there are total 0 files right now into this folder. So you see the folder got emptied and the files got deleted. I can also delete a directory using that command. So if I do remove, first I need to go to the previous directory, and here I can delete the, so the present working directory is home Kali, which is nothing but the folder which is shown onto the screen. Now I will just remove the Linux. So you see there got the error. So Linux is a directory and rm is used to delete the files. So to delete the directory, you need to use rmdir, which is nothing but the remove directory command. So now if I give the folder Linux, it will just remove that folder. So you see there is no Linux folder present into the directory. And The more command is used to display the file one page at a time. So right now I don't have any files onto the folder, so we'll check this command later. Or you can simply use this command and check yourself whether the file which you are looking displays the one page at a time or not. So this is it about the file and directory operations which we perform onto the Linux environment, and these are very basic and we need it every day, and these are the important commands which you should be knowing if you are using Linux.